Questions in the room, and we'll go to Zoom. Go ahead with your questions in the room.
Mark, are you going to start the same way tonight?
No, Roby for favors, and then everybody else is the same.
Coach, tonight's obviously a different looking matchup than Utah was. Smaller, they like to play fast. Just what do you want to see from your group tonight with what Houston presents?
I think there's some things that, we certainly want to improve from the other night. Defensively, a couple of rotations that will be in similar situations tonight. We're hoping to get some progress there. Offensively, it's a team we'd like to get out and run against and push the pace a little bit. And then, just continuing to grow. I think if we do the things that we've been emphasizing, we can get cracks and get good shots against this team. So,
is this a matchup you like for Isaiah, or is this just part of rolling through them and giving guys chances?
A little bit of a matchup, and some of it's matching the second unit as well, just getting a feel for what other teams are doing, through 48 minutes. So Favors will play, he's in the rotation. So it's a little bit of both, but we do like the matchup.
When you're, game planning, even though I know you're kind of mostly focused on yourself, when you have a guy like Lou, but if you're planning to switch with a lot of the rest of the guys, how do you balance sort of trying to keep Lou attached to his matchup versus kind of adopting a team-wide switching philosophy?
It's a good question. We certainly we're a little more liberal with him in terms of like fighting through those screens. If they're coming up to just set a token screen to get the matchup off, he just kind of blows those out. And the time that, we did that the most was in the playoffs, when he was on Harden. We were switching a lot of matchups there, but not with him. So he's used to doing that. The team kind of knows it. And, we try to keep those matchups where we can, because obviously he's really good.
How much recognition does that take by his teammate in the screening action to not just, say the screen's coming, but to recognize who's there and kind of see out of their peripherals too?
A lot, and I think when you think about guys playing together and guys learning each other's games, often there's an offensive slant to that, but there's a defensive element to that too. Understanding, if there's a mismatch on the ball, a mismatch in the post, or that type of situation, we want our players to be playmakers and to be critical thinkers out there on the court, and them understanding who their teammates are and what their teammates' strengths and weaknesses are is important for that.
Last thing for me, you held Utah to 0 fast break points, 29% three-point shooting. Do you see those two numbers as connected?
I thought we did a pretty good job getting back, and despite getting on the glass a little bit, we were on the glass and we got back, which is something that we'd like to do this year. And so I was there was a lot of good things we did in that game. But against, I think there were like 8 possessions we showed the team where we were like one fundamental away from a stop, and, the game could have been a little different, if we got a couple more fundamentals, played a little better offensively. So you're never as far off as you think you are when you lose by 20, and you're never as, you haven't arrived when you win by 20. So.
Sorry to ask you to look ahead for a second. And I know we asked you this before the preseason, but you'll be coaching your first regular season home game on Sunday. A lot of these guys will be playing in front of the home crowd in the regular season for the first time. Just how much are you looking forward to that?
I'm looking forward to it for our guys more than anything. It's just really fun being in the crowd. I think this is I've said this before, but the size of the market, and just the way the team has kind of blossomed in the market, it's a pretty unique relationship between the team and the fans, and one that we certainly appreciate and embrace. And so the ability to get back out in front of them and to connect with them in the way that you can with a home fan base at home games is going to be really exciting. So I'm excited for our guys. They love it, and we're excited all the way around.
This is a hard question to answer, but there's the Thunder fans have really, throughout the team's existence in Oklahoma City, been used to really good basketball and the team winning a lot. And this is obviously a rebuilding chapter for you guys. How do you expect the fans to sort of react to that? And also, like you said, like get behind these young guys and like cheer for like their development and see them grow down that?
Well, our standard is really good basketball, and so we want to play really good basketball. We want to build the habits that go into really good basketball. What I would say is that I think, especially when the team got here, from what I understand, the relationship between the community and the team kind of transcended the outcomes. You know, it was putting a team on the court that Oklahomans can relate to. And I think that the qualities, you know, of humility and commitment and togetherness and hard work and not expecting anything, earning everything you get, those are all traits that I know the state hangs its hat on. A lot of the people in the state hang their hat on, and we can do that every night, you know, and that's our responsibility when we put the uniform on and we represent the organization and we represent the community. And we believe that, you know, if we do that and we do that well, the fans will get behind us and help us. You know, they're important in terms of, you know, our growth and our building. You know, they can grow and build with us. They can get behind the team when there's a positive environment around, especially around young players that need confidence. When that kind of environment exists, it's powerful and it can create momentum and it can compound, and they can be a part of that. And we welcome them to be a part of that. We can't wait to get in front of them. And we're really excited. Yep.
Anybody else in the room? We will take Zoom. We will start with Christos Saltis. Go ahead, Christos, question.
Hello, coach. Hope you're doing well, first of all. Your season opener was against a championship caliber team like Utah Jazz. What would you like to carry over from that game? And what would you like to improve, especially about your effort and your intensity on both ends?
Well, what I'll say about playing against a team like Utah that's as complete and low mistake as they are is, you know, they make you pay for almost every mistake. And in the moment, you know, that's frustrating because you want to compete and you want to go get a win. But, you know, in the long run, that's a gift, you know, especially this early in the season, to play against a team like that every little mistake you make, you pay for, and you can learn from those. And, you know, we're excited that those got exposed because we were able to dig in. We watched a lot of film yesterday and today as a team to try to learn from that game, because you learn playing against the best teams. And so, you know, it was an exciting opportunity for us. Obviously, we're not ready right now to go in there and really compete, you know, toe for toe with a team like that, but that's what we're building towards. And the only way you find out where you need to improve and the things that you need to uncover is by competing and throwing your best punch against those teams. That's what we did the other night. We came up short, but we didn't come up short on, you know, our ability to grow from that.
Next up, we'll go to Daniel Bell. Go ahead, the question, Daniel.
Hey, Coach. I know it's early in the season, but the Rockets seem like a team that wants to get into the paint a lot. What are some ways that you can offset a team trying to get into the paint with the lack of size you guys have?
Well, a lot of the paint touches, you know, for all the teams in the league now come from the perimeter. So it starts with individual D, you know, and being able to stick your chest in front of the opponent. And then it's got to be, you know, a team mentality on both ends of the floor, you know, and that's something that, you know, we've leaned into with this team. We have team guys. We have guys that the team concept resonates with in a very, you know, natural way. And, you know, in order to be a paint protection team, we have to do it as a 5-man group on the court. And on offense, in order to be a paint attack team, you know, we have to do it as a 5-man group. And that's going to be our challenge throughout the course of the season. Every good team, every good offense plays through the paint. And, you know, that's going to be a night in and night out challenge for us. And obviously, as you mentioned, it's going to be a challenge for us again tonight.
Last question will go to Leandro Torres. Go ahead with the question, Leandro.
Hi, Coach. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Hope you're well. Coach, what will be Gabriel Deck's role this season?
Help me there, Matt.
Will be Gabby Deck's role this season.
Yep. Gabby's done a really good job in camp. You know, he's obviously an experienced player. He's got a very refined game and is a pretty actualized player. I do think he has the opportunity to grow inside the NBA game. You know, the game overseas that he's played for a long time is a lot different stylistically. And I think he's still kind of learning and calibrating what it's like in the NBA. Obviously, he's not in the rotation right now, but we take a 1 through 17 mentality to development and readiness. Everybody's going to get their cracks at different points in time in the season to help the team, including him. And so right now, he just needs to continue to learn and grow and use every opportunity, even outside of the games, to continues the development of his understanding, and be ready to play when his number's called, as we want all of our guys to have. That's the mentality that we're trying to develop across the roster, and he's no exception.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thanks, guys.